Hi there, I'm Jessica Logbon. I have just completed my third year of medicine at King's College London, and I am intercalating this year at Cambridge University in a Master's in Medical Science Psychiatry. I'll be looking at the effects that COVID-19 has had on child and adolescent mental health, and today I'll be speaking for the aspiring medics on the topic of gap years, as I took one before getting into medicine. So the first time round, I applied to Oxford, Imperial, UCL and Keele, and unfortunately I did not get any offers by the end of the cycle. I did get 2 interviews at Keele and UCL, but other than that, there were lots of things that went wrong in my application cycle. I didn't have enough work experience, I didn't have enough interview practice, and I didn't do very well in the BMAT. So once I'd identified these things, those were the things I decided to focus on in my gap year. And that brings me on to my first tip, which is write down your goals. You need to reflect on the application cycle that has just gone, and you need to be very clear about what you could have done better and what you need to focus on this year coming. This will help you plan your gap year in a much better way, and you can focus on where you need to put more of your time and energy into. And that brings me on to my second tip, which is being very clear about what you need to do to reapply to medicine. Taking a gap year is an amazing experience. A lot can happen in a year, but you mustn't lose focus if you are planning to reapply, and that is your main goal for that year. So you need to be very clear as to when the UCAT deadline is, when you need to get your personal statement done, when you need to apply and take the UCAT or the BMAT if you decide to, and how you're going to plan your revision around that. And then also when you can expect to start getting interviews and how you're going to practice for those. So that will be going on throughout the year, and I think it's really, really helpful to get a calendar going where you have these key dates written down and be working towards them the whole time. Tip number 3, I would say get a job or some sort of employment or some more work experience. Even if you don't feel like you need it, you will pick up soft skills that will be valuable for your life as a medical student and beyond. And not only that, you will build confidence. By working with other people, you will come across a lot more confident and at ease at interviews because you might have done them before in order to get a job. Whereas people who are going to their medical school interviews, their first interview ever, will be a lot more nervous. So this is going to help you in the long run, but also it's a chance to maybe earn some money or get more experiences to talk about in your personal statement and at the interview itself. And I really recommend using this year to get some of that whilst you have it. For tip number 4, I really recommend making some personal development goals and working towards these. And the reason I say this is because a lot of your gap year is going to focus on reapplying to medicine, and that is your main goal. But you do need to have a bit of fun. You do need to have some personal goals that you want to achieve. This could be going to the gym every day. For me, it was learning how to drive, purchasing my first car, traveling. And these experiences are going to enrich you in other ways that are aside from medicine, and they're going to give you a better outlook and perspective on life going into university. So I really recommend having a few of these written down and trying to work towards them alongside getting into medicine the second time round. And my final tip is to connect with other people on the journey. And this is not something I did very well when I was applying to medicine the second time round, and I genuinely thought that I was alone in that, I just happened to be someone that failed the first time. But a lot of people have taken gap years, a lot of people are going into medicine as graduates, and this information is now shared a lot more freely and widely on social media. So please get in contact with people, connect with other aspiring medics on the journey, and these are going to end up being your future peers and colleagues when you enter medical school. So it's really important that you connect and share the ups and downs of the journey. So for my second application cycle, I did end up applying to King's College London, Queen Mary University London, Exeter and Cardiff, and I ended up getting 3 out of 4 offers from Cardiff, King's College London and Queen Mary University London. Obviously in the end I chose King's. I loved the location, I loved the students, I thought I'd really fit in well there, and I was right. I'm loving it so far, but obviously I've taken a year out to intercalate. But I hope that this has inspired or encouraged anyone who is considering a gap year or going through one to really keep pushing through, and you will make it in the end. Bye.